Hey Explorers, we were Megatag by Robfuz.
On the top 10 Disney.
Coming up next
on D&G Explorers.
Hello Explorers, and what we're going to do is explain a little bit about what we're going to be doing in this video. So we are going to be talking about our top 10 Disney. It can be
10 Disney.
Anything, because as you know, the Disney universe is huge. It covers so many different things. So we're going to choose our top 10. We don't even know what we're going to be talking about, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, we don't know what each other is going to be talking about. If we don't know what we're going to be talking about,
I know what I'm going to be talking about.
Then we're in a lot of trouble.
But I don't know what this guy's going to be talking about. By the way, I'm Derick.
You never do anyway.
I'm Derick.
And I'm Greggory.
And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to us. We love Disney parks. We love anything Disney. And we love
cruising. Get the word out, please.
And we love cruising on ships. So we are going to challenge 3 channels.
Disney ships, to be exact, mostly.
Well, we are going on 3 other ships. So.
I know.
So
we'll see what our opinions are.
The challenge is to these 3 channels. 1, more sunshine, please.
And Disneyland Eric.
And also, just out and about. So this challenge is to you guys. So this is a Megatag by Robfuz, and it is our top 10 Disney. So we are going to get the ball rolling. Are you excited, Greg?
Oh, I'm excited.
All right. So we're going to start at the top 10. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the way I looked at this, my top 10, I wanted to add a little bit about why these are special to me. So my number 10 is, drum roll, Greg, drum roll. My number 10 is Race to Witch Mountain. It's a movie that came out a few years ago. I can't even read how long it has been. But the reason why this movie is special to me, we go to Vegas a lot, especially with my mom. And this is one of the videos that we always watch on our iPad when we go over there. So this movie has special meaning to me. Yeah. And what I try to do, I try to get a little bit of the different realms of Disney. So this is the movie that I chose, which is my number 10, Race to Witch Mountain.
Because of the aliens in the mountains and the desert.
And gambling in Vegas.
That's where a lot of aliens are. No.
You're number 10, Greg.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing it like that. Okay. I just kept it generalized. I don't have any props to show, but mine is the park's atmosphere. When you walk into the park and you hear the music and you see the sights and hear the sounds and people walking and the horses clopping as they are on their trolleys and the smells of popcorn and fresh food and just all that kind of, you know, stuff mixed together just makes really cool park atmosphere. I even like finding podcasts that just have the sounds of Disney just to fall asleep to sometimes, which is nice to do also.
It's good. There's nothing like the sounds and scents of a Disney theme park. All right, we are coming up to number 9. So my number 9 is a little bit about this. Back in 2009, I wrote a book. This is my book. It is 63,000 words. So my book here, and a Disney animated feature that really reminds me kind of the world that my story is Pinocchio. Especially the village at the beginning. It's not that it's a Pinocchio-like story, but just the village at the beginning when they film it and just the animation. It really, when I think of it, I think of images of the book that I wrote. So this is my number 9. It is my Disney animated feature selection, and it is Pinocchio.
Which we haven't opened, and we've had for 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, but it's downloaded on my
We're saving
iPad.
It for the perfect day to watch.
It's downloaded on my iPad, so I watch it quite a bit on the iPad. So number 9 for me.
It's not the same.
Number 9 for you.
Number 9 is actually Disney movies. So just in general, all Disney movies. Some of my all-time favorites are, don't laugh, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, ones that I, really grew up with. And then when Pixar came along, you have Toy Story and the Finding Nemo movies. So things like that, and the Monsters, Inc. So, but Disney movies is my number 9.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think Disney is always part of everyone's childhood, and the movies that we grow up with and watch, they are memories that we cherish on it.
And I still watch them, and I don't
do.
care.
Exactly. Now, obviously, Pinocchio wasn't when I was a child, since it was back in the early 40s, I think.
Yes, because you were back around by then. Okay.
All right, so we're going to switch out our hats because I notice people like to talk about our hats. So it is time for a hat change before.
Ooh, a hat
number
switch out.
8.
Woohoo!
Switch out. It's like as many wardrobe changes as Cher does in a concert. So
I don't know about that.
you got to switch yours out.
I'm going.
All right, I am wearing mine from Disneyland Paris, the 25th anniversary. We went to Disneyland Paris about this time last year. We were there, and you can see there is Chip and Dale and the 25th anniversary. So I don't wear these actually a whole lot, but these are more of a collector's thing just to celebrate. It was really hard to find things with the 25th anniversary for Disneyland Paris. And
I have Stitch, or Hanneman's family, and no one gets left behind.
Awesome. All right. So for my number 8, all right, diving into the Disney Box of Dreams. Oops, no, there is no Disney Box of Dreams.
Chip and Dale falls off your head.
Yeah, off my head. All right, my number 8 is the Disney Dream. As I get out of focus. So, this is really cool. This was the first cruise that Gregory and I went on. We went in September 2016.
And I hope that was upside down. I don't think it was.
No, it was fine. We went in September of 2016, and we had an amazing trip. It'll be always awesome. Probably our favorite trip.
Yep.
We had the captain sign it, so that is really cool. But that will be one of my favorite things from the Disney. Was our Disney cruise. We've now booked our 3rd one. We haven't gone on it yet.
And we had a captain sign on the Magic too.
Yes.
So we actually got a thing like that with all 4 ships. So when we go back on the Dream, we'll have them do that. We already got the Magic, and we just have the Fantasy, which is next December, and then the Wonder at some point.
All right, so that was my number 8.
Alaskan cruise on the Wonder.
What is your number 8?
The number 8 is Disney rides, and I'm just keeping it generalized, but things like Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, the Haunted Mansion, those are some of my all-time favorites. For some reason, going on Space Mountain at night brings back certain different memories, even though the ride is in night or in the dark anyway. And then Thunder Mountain, I like that one at night more too. That just has certain feelings and memories that come back also.
Well, also in Disneyland Paris, Big Thunder Mountain was
the best.
Awesome. Big Thunder Mountain is probably might be my favorite ride out of the 3 parks we visited, which is Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World Resort, and Disneyland Paris. That was awesome.
And then
awesome.
The Haunted Mansion, of course. I always love the Haunted Mansion, and I like Halloween and spooky fun things like that. So I like the one in Disneyland, but the Walt Disney World one is cool too, and it's longer. But when they do Nightmare for Christmas, which is going on now, and that's really cool.
And remember, guys, you can do this video however you want. It's more of how you want to do it. It's whatever top 10 Disney you want. So there is no rules. We just chose to do it our own different ways. So whatever you guys want to do. All right. Are you ready for number 7?
I'm ready for number 7.
All right. Number 7 to me.
You have all these props and I don't have anything. Oh, well.
Number 7 to me is Epcot. Walt Disney's Epcot Center. This book is really amazing because I like to collect books. This book was produced 6 months after the park opened. And there's actually a little bit, there's a letter in here that shows it's from a guy named Pete Clark. So I bought this on Amazon, but it's really interesting. It talks about what was projected for the park, and it has a little statement of Walt Disney of what the original vision was of it. But what I like about Epcot is this was supposed to be a town that was never created. It was the experimental prototype community of tomorrow, and it was never built. Really, truly, probably only Walt Disney could have created it. But unfortunately, as soon as he announced it, within a few months, he had passed away. But what I like about this, when I go to Epcot, I think about Walt Disney's vision. And true, it's not the vision that Walt Disney had, but Disney did cool. What they did. There's part of the World Showcase, which is the World's Fair that Disney had wanted to introduce to it, plus the newest technology, which is part of the Future World, part of the park. So this is my number 7. It is Epcot Center. This is my favorite park in the Walt Disney World Resort area. Gregory, you're number 7.
Without props. So mine is Disney popcorn. I love Disney popcorn, and every time I smell it, I have to have some. Normally it is before the fireworks show, and usually we go behind the castle in the Fantasyland area. For some reason,
that's in Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom, right? You're talking about?
Well, we've done it at Disneyland too, in that area where you can see them fire off.
That's true. Yeah,
but then sometimes it's good to see it from the front as well. But it's not good for you, but it's good. So it's a nice little treat and snack every once in a while. Every time I go to the parks.
And Greg likes to collect the pumpkin, popcorn buckets.
Yeah, I do have the popcorn buckets also. The Oogie Boogie one was the newest one last year, and they brought it back this year. But Mickey Vampire we have, and some other annual pass holder buckets. So, but that's my number 8.
Very good. No, that was number 7.
Number 7.
Number 7.
Apparently I can't count.
Okay. All right. I think it's time for another hat change. What do you think, Greg?
Well, I only have one more hat to do, so I'll just leave this one on for now.
All right. So goodbye, Chip and Dale. Hello, my little train conductor hat.
On the board. Yes. Let's go.
So my number 6 is, this is an attraction which is at every park, and it's the first attraction that you experience when you get into the parks. Any guesses? Well, you don't have to guess, because the answer is...
Whoop, whoop.
All aboard! This is the Disney steam trains. I am a huge steam engine fan. I love trains. I have
we both love going on
model
these trains.
Locomotives. Yeah, and I just love all the different, just the beauty of them. Every park they're named a little bit differently, just based on different stuff that they wanted to do. But I love the Disney trains. We went on a tour in Walt Disney World, behind the steam tour, which was early in the morning. And that was a great time that we had that day. So if you've ever had a chance to do it, or you've never had a chance to do it yet, definitely look at that. But my number 6 is Disney Steam Trains.
Awesome.
All right, Gregory, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is the Marceline Confectionery Shop in downtown Disney of California.
Very good.
We love to go in there, especially during the holidays. Right now, I'm sure they have loads of Halloween stuff in there. And then Christmas time, we did a video for it last year. I think we might have done it during Halloween also. But the Christmas one comes to mind more to me. So, but that's a really nice place, and it smells good. And we usually get the raspberry white chocolate cookies. They're probably about that big, and
the size of my head,
probably about that thick. So you could probably like nibble on it through a couple days, unless you just want to eat the whole thing. So
I can't resist it. So the Marceline Confectionery is at the Downtown Disney Resort. It's in downtown Disney
in California.
And the beauty of that is you don't have to go into the park to go to it. So it's usually on our last days when we're leaving a hotel.
Hopefully they never close it. There.
Yeah, that is really, it's an old-fashioned candy treat shop.
It's almost like Willy Wonka, little miniature Willy Wonka place.
Exactly. All right, my number 5 is...
Number 5.
I don't have a prop. No prop.
Well, I haven't had props all this time, so don't be complaining.
So my number 5 is a very special song. It is When You Wish Upon a Star. That song actually can bring me to tears.
Yeah.
One, there's a message on it. It's always thinking that when you wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Never give up on your dreams. That's one aspect of it. But also, when Walt Disney passed away and the park closed, the cast members sat around at the castle and they played that song. So even a little bit right now, it's a little bit emotional just to think about that special moment. But special song in my heart. And remember, it's when your dreams come true, when you wish upon a star. So my number 5 is When You Wish Upon a Star. Wasn't that Sherman Brothers did that? Did they do that? I'm not sure if they did.
Well, I have 10, but that is something that I have to comment on because you're missing something very important. Every time we go to Disneyland,
that's true.
Right when we go up the ramp, I think it's Ball Road, we play that song and it welcomes us into the world of Disneyland. I don't think anybody else in the world does it. It's always been
It's usually Harbor Boulevard when we turn off from the freeway.
Usually it's been our little tradition to do, ever since we started going there together. So it's something that I look forward to, and I hold dear to myself with Derick as my best friend. So that is something special to me as well. So I have to add that in.
Dude, it's very good. I forgot about that.
Number 5 would be the parades. You can't have Disneyland or Disney Park without the parades. So we don't always get to watch them. I think the last one we watched was the Pixar one, and I think that's closing soon. Have not been able to watch the Boo to You Halloween parade yet because we haven't done that party yet. Seen it on YouTube. It looks really cool. We like the Christmas parades. Usually all the parades that they have that I've seen so far are pretty cool. So I'm a big parade person in general, but Disney probably has the best parades I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
And Paint the Night. We didn't see that on the last time that we went for Greg's birthday.
That was awesome. That's at California Adventures now. So,
but I understand they're getting rid of that. It was
I didn't hear about that.
It's only seasonal, and I'm like kicking myself that we didn't get a chance to see that.
Well, we've seen it, and if it's seasonal, it'll probably come back during the summertime again. They have to have other stuff too.
Well, it was part of the 60th anniversary for Disneyland, and then they brought it back for the Pixar Fest. I hope it stays at Disneyland or California Adventure.
In California, basically.
Yeah. It's an awesome show. It's the electrical parade, and it ups it up to the next level to modernize it. And
the electrical parade was cool too. That's a classic. You could tell it's very classic.
If you haven't seen it, it's a must to see. Good job. Good job on number 5. All right, we are coming down to the final 3 of the Megatag by Robfuz.
4.
Top 10 Disney.
We're on number 4 now.
We're on number 4 now. We're getting close.
Apparently, we both can't count.
All right. So my number 4 is a kind of a combination. It is Disney parks, but also the Imagineering behind it. I'm one of those people that like to people watch, but Disney Imagineering. I love to get books that talks about behind the scenes. I have little magazines that talk about individual rides. It was called the E-Ticket, but these are like some of the books that goes behind the scenes. I like to
have a lot of them here.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I like to people watch. I like to observe the flow of the traffic of people going in and out, their expressions, the experience of going into it. That whole Imagineering faction or part of it is incredibly fascinating to me. The parks are fascinating, how they're constructed, how you're led to walk through different scenes within what they want to call it as a movie, as Walt Disney wanted. I just think that's amazing, and I've always been excited about that portion of it. So my number 4 is Disney Parks / Imagineering. Your number 4, Greg?
My number 4, and surprisingly it's number 4, but I had to put it in there somewhere, is cruise ships. Disney cruise ships. We've gone on the Disney Dream first. Then we went with our friends Mike and David on the Disney Magic and saw the new Rapunzel area. So
Tangled.
I've had...
Yeah, Tangled.
Huh?
It was Tangled, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've had nothing but awesome experiences with Disney, especially Castaway Cay. And it's unfortunate that's like the last stop before you have to go home. So, because it's on the way back. So, but Disney cruises are awesome, and so far no one's been able to compete with them. And I haven't gone on any non-Disney cruises.
That makes it easy.
That's why you're saying that. But I still don't think that anyone will be able to compete with Disney. I'm sorry. It could be the nicest ship non-Disney. I'm still probably going to say Disney is better. But that's just me.
Our next 2 cruises are on Norwegian.
Yep.
And then we go back
Disney
on to Disney.
Again.
Yeah, so we're really excited to compare another cruise line to see... are we just addicted to cruising? Are we addicted to Disney?
Addicted to Disney cruising.
So we're excited about going to something different. So yeah, Disney.
It'll be different. It'll be fun still, though.
And it's the friendships that you make. We're friends with.
And it's a group cruise.
Some of the cast members that we still have. We're friends with them. So you make some lifelong friends from from the cast members. So you don't always get that experience in the park. So very good. That was your number 4. All right, now we are coming up to our final 3 of the Megatag of Robfuz and Top 10 Disney.
Last hat change, too.
Who's speaking to me? Who is it?
Stitch!
One more time, what was it?
That's our last hat change, bro. Stitch!
All right, so just like Cher does.
Boop. Oh, there went Stitch.
Yep. And let's see if this works. In honor of Disneyland's, it's probably going to make the camera go all wacko, of 60th anniversary. These were interactive hats that would go with not only the parade, with the Paint the Light parade, it was also with the World of Color.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, you can see
You can barely tell with the light, but...
I got a pea head, so it's falling off.
I didn't put the strap thing on, so...
All right, so... My number 3 is my favorite. This goes along with my favorite character, but this is why it's my favorite character. My favorite Disney character is Uncle Scrooge. And some people think, well, that's an odd character to like, because all he does is like his money. No. But there's a couple of reasons for it. When I got into writing, one of the things I really got involved with was Disney comics, and it was Scrooge McDuck. The Scrooge comics were incredibly well written, and they're about adventures with Uncle Scrooge and his nephews, and at times Donald. That's where DuckTales came from. But these are stories from Carl Barks, which basically created the duck family. So every duck that is out there, it's from Carl Barks. Now, in the later times, Don Rosa came out with his own versions of it. And Don Rosa, who's unfortunately stopped doing them now, Don Rosa created his own stories. Some of them were like continuations from the Carl Barks ones, but his stories were just as fascinating, his adventures and the detail and the history that's in these stories. They're like real history, and they weave a story around with the ducks. His drawing is awesome. If you can see the detail of this, and he hides little things inside, like the title page. He'll put it's dedicated to Uncle Carl. So these stories are really interesting. They're really captivating, and that's really what I think spawned me into wanting to write, was how well these stories were written. And that's why I like, and my number 3 is Uncle Scrooge, or Scrooge McDuck.
The other thing about these hats, and it's the Disney 60th Anniversary Diamond celebration, is that they slide a lot, but it's okay. So
they just need a little propeller on the top
side
of them.
note, my favorite character is Tigger, which I didn't put on here, but he is my favorite. So, my number 3 is the Disney shows. So you have things like The Lion King, the Festival of the Lion King. That is my favorite show at Animal Kingdom by far. Finding Nemo is okay. And then like things like The Little Mermaid at Walt Disney World, that was kind of cool. The Country Bear Jamboree. These are things that we don't have in California. But then you have the California shows. We used to have Aladdin, now we have Frozen. So those are both good. I would say Muppets is even a show, but we don't have Muppets anymore. So Disney has always been awesome with shows and entertainment. So that is my number 3, is Disney shows.
And even on the cruise ship.
And yes, I was going to say even on the cruise ships. And they have awesome shows that you can only see on the cruise ship.
Broadway style. Yep.
But you cannot record, unfortunately.
Very
so
good.
You gotta keep it in your memory.
That is a very good choice. All right, so we are coming up on the final 2.
Final 2.
Final 2. Are you excited, Greg?
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Final 2.
All right, so my number 2 is, can you guess it, Greg?
I can try.
All right, my number 2 is
Disneyland.
Disneyland. So why is this park so special? This one, actually, this book is really cool
The
because
original.
it's the first quarter century of the park. As we know, Disneyland is a little bit more than 60 years old now. But why do I like Disneyland? Disneyland is the only park that Walt Disney helped build and was alive while it was constructed. And until he passed away, there was at least 11 years that he was able to put input into the park. So when you walk into Disneyland, you still feel, at least I feel, that Walt Disney is there.
Yep.
From when you walk into the park.
You do feel it.
You do. When you walk into the park, there's the fire station. And at the top, in memory for him, there is a lamp that is on in the window that will always be on. Now, when Walt Disney was alive, that light, the lamp, represented if it was on, he was in the park to let the cast members know. Now they keep it on in his honor.
Because he's always there.
Yes, but there's
everybody.
Certain things that he helped create. Moments with Mr. Lincoln, It's a Small World, just the park in general. To me,
the primeval area, he did that too.
Yes,
the
that was from the World's Fair.
When you're on the train, one of our favorites.
So Disneyland is very special to me. It will always be my park. You can't compare it no matter what they do. All the other parks that they build that could be amazing. It will be my park because it is Walt's park, and that's my number 2.
And my number 2 is the fireworks. I love the fireworks shows. I love fireworks in general. And it's funny because when I was little, I used to cry at them when I would see them because I thought they were like gonna come and hit me or something. But now that I'm all grown up, I love the fireworks shows. And no, it wasn't last year either because I'm sure you'd be thinking something like that. But yeah, so the fireworks shows are really cool. I remember the 60th and the 50th anniversary fireworks shows. Those were really awesome. And even, during the holiday time, they do something special with those also. But that's where I get my popcorn. That's where my number 7 comes in, is my popcorn. So those go together. But fireworks shows are awesome. And the ones on the cruise ships, when they go into the ocean, they turn into fish food, so they're very eco-friendly, which is important to me.
Disney cruises are the only cruise line that allows fireworks, or they're allowed to use fireworks. So that is
on Pirate Night. Amazing. It's awesome.
And it's cool now they use projections, like in Disneyland on Main Street, they use projections on the buildings, which is really, really cool. So I would agree. Those are always fun to enjoy the fireworks. Good job. All right, Greg. We are coming up to number 1. So, my number 1, if I can get it here, is... My number 1 is the man that started it all. Walt Disney. Look how young he looks in there. Disney is a huge idol of mine. And this is him in front of the monorail. And then this is one of my favorite pictures of him, just to see him It's kind of interesting. When I first went to Disneyland, I really didn't like the park because we had gone to other places and it was thrill rides. And then I started reading up about him and how he wanted the land he wanted to create, why he created it, the story as told as you go down Main Street and going into the different lands, the imagineering part of it. And I just became really fascinated with Walt Disney. He is truly one of my idols. And he's very motivational for me. When I think about it, a lot of people dream. I dream. You know, a lot of people dream. The difference with Walt Disney is he acted upon those dreams and he became a doer. And that drives me to do more with myself, like through our YouTube channel, through my writing, through other stuff that we do. It drives me to be a better person to other people, as well as just for myself to improve. So that's my number one, and just remember, it all started with a mouse. Greg, what is your number one?
So, I like Walt Disney also, but my number one, I didn't choose Walt Disney, but that would be on my list. He's in there amongst everything else that created this list. Whatever. So, number one, I put shows at Christmas time and holiday times. Just because it's special to me during Christmas when they have it snowing. Yes, it really snows in Southern California at Disneyland. When they do the fireworks show and they have the projections. They also do the same thing for Halloween time. And even the Phantasmic area, they will have that kind of spookified for Halloween, you know, with the green lighting and the fog and everything. But more that came to mind, I think, was the Christmas show with the snow. It just had special memories with me, so that's one of my favorite memories that I hold dear to me is Christmas time with the snow.
It's always magical moments. I agreed. All right, Explorers, so I hope you guys really enjoyed hearing what our top 10 Disney was, getting a little bit to know a little bit about us, kind of our experiences. Greg, did you have any other final thoughts that you wanted to say?
Well, we just hope that the next 3 people that we gave this little task to do.
So who are they?
Well, I had Disneyland Eric.
And then we also have More Sunshine Please, which is our support channel that helps us out when we partner or trying to do different things, as well as Just Out and About. So those 3 channels are challenge to you.
Yeah, hopefully all of you can come up with a really cool, fun list. Might be the same as ours, might be different. Hopefully there's more different than the same, but if there are some sames, then that's cool too.
Whatever you want to do. It's whatever you want to do.
So have fun with it and be creative.
So thank you, Eric, for challenging us to do this hashtag. We had fun doing it.
Did you say Eric?
Did I say Eric?
You
Robfuz. Robfuz for doing this.
So thank you for taking us up on the task that we gave you, Eric. Hopefully you can do that for us. So,
all right, Explorers. So until we see you next time, always remember,
we are just getting started. Have a good night. Have a good day.